So I was thinking we could do a bar crawl.
My knees are bad. You could fully murder me.
Oh, yeah, that's what sailing's for. This track was definitely one of my favorites.
Nailed it! Nailed it! Mudslides are chocolate.
I'm listening to her. Wow, this is pretty good. Welcome to Drinks of My Life. I'm your host, Beth Stelling, and we've got a super fun show for you with actor and comedian Nicole Byer. But first, a toast. Thank you. I'd like to raise my glass to all the couples out there that look alike. I envy your ability to love yourself so loudly. This is Drinks of My Life. With me today is the co-host of Nailed It on Netflix, Nicole Byer. We really have the bar all to ourselves. It's technically Yanni's bar.
Oh, hello.
Did you meet Yanni? Yanni, did you hear Yanni or Laurel?
I heard Yanni. Yes.
I think it's Yanni or Laurel.
Are we still doing that?
Okay.
That's funny.
Thank you.
I forgot about that.
Yanni or Laurel. Yeah, thank you. I just pulled that out. Okay, what did you decide to order?
This is a vodka soda.
I went with dirty martini. Okay, before we take a little sip, we like to start each chat with an icebreaker.
Okay.
So I was thinking we could do a bar crawl we don't have a ton of time, but.
Okay, a bar crawl.
It'd be a very small bar crawl.
We just walk?
We can walk.
Okay.
I might crawl, but I also have my knees. They sound like
my knees are
bags.
bad.
When we say mini bar crawl, we mean like we're gonna go down here.
Oh.
And.
Wow.
Right.
Okay. Is that real beer?
Yeah, absolutely.
It smells like real beer. I mean,
It's tangy.
it did have a tang to it. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Next stop.
Oh,
wow.
Flames! I love Flames because I love Guy Fieri. I ate at his restaurant in the Cancun airport, and then I went on a date to the Burbank airport to eat at his burger
date?
joint. Yes. So
I didn't even know that.
I bought 2 refundable plane tickets to get inside so he could eat burgers.
That's amazing. Okay, so this is a shot. We got smaller.
Refill?
What is this?
Bourbon.
Ruined this bar.
No, you haven't. You made it better. Cheers. Whoa!
Wow, you ruined this one.
I got it. I got it.
I feel like this has got to be someone's fetish.
Little bars?
I don't know. Isn't there?
Probably. There's probably like some man out there who's like, do you want to come over and play with my tiny bar? And you know there's a woman who's like, yeah, I'm just getting older.
Yeah, I better.
I better head over to this tiny bar.
I better head over. Okay, what do we have here?
Got a little Bahama Mama.
Okay.
Ooh,
To Nicole.
what a treat to Beth.
Okay, that had a bit of a tartness to it. Well, thanks for doing that mini pub crawl with me.
Thank you for having me.
I haven't been on my knees in a while down there like that. Well, I did. Okay, so anyway, I'd like to make a toast
Yay.
to just, I guess, to how we met. How did we meet? I feel like it was a show that we did together.
It was a show at UCB Sunset.
And I remember being so impressed because you had fans. That was cool. This was like years ago.
It's very nice.
And I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, was it Girl Code?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Girl Code. Girl Code was my first job where people would like stop me on the street and be like, I like what you say. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's
Thank you.
cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So do you credit that as your entry into stand-up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't been doing stand-up ever. And my manager was like, colleges want you to come out and perform. And I was like, well, I don't do stand-up.
Yeah,
and
well,
he's
what
like,
am I gonna do?
You want money, right? And I was like,
I sure do.
I do love money.
We have no boss when it comes to stand-up. It's just supposed to be you.
Yeah, it's just you, and you go, is it funny?
I know.
And then you like text a friend, and you're like, is it? And they're like, very funny. Then you do it on stage, and then the crowd's like, it's not.
funny.
Do you get heckled a lot?
I have. I've gotten some pretty crazy ones. One time early, it was after after my half hour that we had a set list, which I actually now almost always do.
Why not?
I don't
it's
care.
helpful.
Yes. And it's not like it's all written out. Anyway, he was like, stop reading your jokes. And it was just like, some guy actually in the audience came to my defense, and I did need it. He was like, that's standard for a lot of comics. They have set lists. And I kind of was just like, thank you.
I get heckled every single show.
Damn.
Every single one. People like to scream "nailed it" at me.
No.
So I start the shows by saying, like, I host a show on Netflix called Nailed It. People love to yell it at me. And usually before I finish the sentence, some man is like, nailed it! Nailed it!
And you're like, you.
And I'm like, you sociopath.
Have to
Like,
get out of here. But you don't want to
leave.
kick people out because
No.
they think you're really mean.
And that's why I do it up top. And then the last time that happened was in Seattle. I fully laid down on the stage and I was like, I can't. And
I've
then
had
people
those moments.
don't realize that I hear it. So if I do 5 shows in a weekend, I'm gonna hear it at least 10 times.
Dang.
And for these people, it's like, this is the first time I'm hearing it. Why is she so mad?
Right.
This is the first time it's happened to me. Why is she so mad?
What films did you watch growing up? I can name like at least 3 of mine.
Well, my favorites were Ghost, My Cousin Vinny, Hearts and Souls.
I loved Hearts and Souls.
It's such a good movie.
It still holds up.
It does. Ghost truly is like
Ghost.
the movie that like changed me.
Really?
I love it.
How?
Whoopi
Were you
Goldberg
saying
is
I wanna be
so
an actress, or you just-
funny in it.
Yeah.
And then I like just loved Whoopi Goldberg. Like Sister Act is a perfect movie.
Sister Act was definitely one of my favorites.
Sister Act 2 is a terrible movie.
I think I still liked it. I
No,
really did love
why?
it. I don't know.
It's a different movie.
You're right. It was a disappointment. You're
How
right.
did the nuns become teachers?
They should have never been teachers.
How are they just, how are they?
They weren't qualified.
They weren't qualified. Like, did they go to teaching school? No.
No, you're right.
Here's the thing. Who is this new Lion King for?
I don't know.
Who watched The Lion King and said, I get that they're lions, but I'm not really buying it?
I know.
Who is it for?
It looks a little scary.
It looks terrifying. Scar seems to be suffering from global warming. Scar looks terrible. He's like shriveled, like he doesn't look okay.
I know. He was already scary in the film. Or in
Yes.
the cartoon.
And then I was like, do we need Beyonce playing Nala?
That one actually was kind of the only one where maybe I was like, that seems
But like
a
think
good
about
match.
her voice and Nala, like, Simba, do you want to go to the watering
right.
hole?
That's
like,
true.
do we need that? And I love Beyonce, but do
Yeah, me
we
too.
need it?
Yeah, I hear you actually.
Right?
I also love
Simba,
Beyonce.
Why are you doing this?
I love that. Did you just hear me? I said Beyonce. I was
at that
getting
jib.
somewhere. I know, pretty intense.
I like jibs.
Okay, 2 things I know. I wanted
It's
to
just
say.
a funny word.
I know, the
Like,
jib.
who was like, I don't know, called a jib?
Right. I don't know. Do you
Or
guys
do you
know the
think it
history
was
of
like
it?
Carl Jib
Camera
invented
people?
the jib?
Does anyone know the history of the jib?
It comes from sailing. Yeah, it comes from. Yeah.
It comes from what?
Sailing. A thing I know nothing about.
Yeah, I don't know anything about sailing. Like
Or
if I
skiing. These 2
got
things I know nothing
a
about.
white boyfriend who was like, let me take you sailing, I'd be like, you could fully murder me.
Oh, yeah, that's what sailing's for.
Wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Skiing?
Same.
You're gonna put me on a lift up to the mountain and then say, strap these sticks to your feet and then good luck?
I know, no way. I agree with
I'm
you.
not going skiing.
agree
You can
with
murder me
you
that
fully.
way too. Push me off the mountain. Maybe I don't understand skiing. It's a mountain, right?
It's always important to think someone's gonna murder you. Okay, every episode I like to challenge my guests to
Yes.
a little mixology competition.
Yes.
I like to call it Bar Wars.
Bar Wars.
Oh, you and I are gonna have 60 seconds to make one perfect mixed drink. These drinks are not gonna be good, but the one that's the least not good wins.
Perfect.
We basically just ripped off your show, but it's with liquid and for 21 and older people.
I like it because I like drinking responsibly.
So
What are we making?
it's gonna be a classic blended mudslide. Some of the ingredients that you have on your station are what you're gonna need for that drink, some of which you might not need.
Right.
It's totally up to you. You're gonna have 60 seconds. I'm gonna count you down, okay? Are we ready? It's all part of the game. You can do that. That's,
I think I'm ready.
Who's that?
well now you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Hey.
so 2 ounces of Bailey.
Ooh, give me the Bailey. Give me the Bailey. Oh wait, I think you have to. Oh wait, 60 seconds is gonna fly by.
Yeah, I think so.
part's
Can we get an extension?
Okay.
You got that part.
Okay.
I think that was fine.
2.
1 marshmallow,
Nicole,
2
that's
marshmallows.
fantastic.
Okay.
From
And then mudslides are chocolate.
sugar. Oh, I'm listening to her.
Gotcha.
Mudslides have chocolate.
Ingredients.
You're gonna throw those brownies in there, huh?
Okay, I did those things.
Mudslides.
10 seconds.
Oh shit.
9,
What?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Done.
Okay.
Okay, but
We can give you a little extra time to pour. You can pour it.
Okay.
You can pour
cup
out.
it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There's a very big chunk in mine.
Hey,
A bit
award the victor. Nice, expressing the mint. That's very important. The marshmallow.
It's a garnish.
Great.
What is
well,
it?
These are our mudslides. I think we did good.
And you did a good job.
That wasn't sabotage.
Let's try Beth's, okay? Yeah? Ready? She is the host.
I ate most of my marshmallows, but I'm gonna. I heard the crunchies.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna try it.
some of that. And let's try Miss Nicole's.
Wow.
Yours is
This
good?
is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. How's that?
Oh!
Some ice in there. Tasty, sweet. The winner is Nicole! Nicole is the winner. She wins.
Well, congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
Thank you guys
me.
for watching. Make
Amazing.
sure you check out Nicole on
Comedians of the World on Netflix. It's the 3rd episode. You have to be in the US section. And I have a podcast called Why Won't You Date Me? It's on the HeadGum Network. And
tour.
Instagram,
You're on tour.
Twitter. I'm on tour. You can see my dates at NicoleByerWasTaken.com. Yes.
follow her on Instagram, especially.
Yes.
Nicole Byer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I didn't
I want to
hate
taste
this.
yours.
Drink that.
You want to taste mine? Or
Yes.
Yours? Yours has less ice. I think that's better.
Beth. Beth.
Is it bad?
Beth is wild.
Bye.
Wait, which camera am I looking at?